Hi guys, welcome to another movie crew review. Today we'll be reviewing Mr. Burton. The movie stars Lawtey, Toby Jones and Leslie Manville.
Mr. Burton tells the story of Welsh schoolboy Richard Jernkins as he is transformed into the ever comparable Richard Burton by a school teacher of his, Philip Burton. So I'm going to start off the review today. And look, for me, a bit of a mixed bag of a film. I mean, I thought going into it, I get more of the later part when he was Richard Burton. I thought might be more half Richard Jernkins becoming Richard Burton, and the other half we get to see him like on the set of like Cleopatra. We get a bit of Elizabeth Taylor. You don't really get that. It's mainly just up until he does his like performance, the stuff where he gets classically trained and known for. So in that respect, I was a little bit disappointed. It's it's a slow burn. It's not something that you're going to go into it expecting like a very fast pace, but overall it gives you the information that you need. I would say that at some times it could be probably like 20 minutes, 25 minutes of the film could have been cut down, made it a bit more concise, or in the other respect had something for his acting. He did so many great films. I would have liked to see something from that perspective in there and seen him on set. We kind of see his, drunken antics and things like that to the latter part of the film. I really think that the actor Harry Lawtey, he did a really good job with the voice and the look of Richard Burton, especially in the latter part of the film. If you watch Richard Burton, his like younger performances, he really captures the voice really well. And Toby Jones always, like with any role that he plays, he seems to get into it really well. Like Mr. Bates in the post office, things like that. Everything he does, he just seems to make it authentic. I think the storyline for the film's obviously basic, but other than that, it's a good film, interesting information, but I thought it could have been faster paced. Cameron?
Yeah, I know little to nothing about Mr. Burton, so I was hoping to maybe become a bit more knowledgeable in his life, and like John said, they really stuck true to just the beginning of his career, and then there was an 8-year jump, and then we get to sort of when his career really takes a rocket ship, but we don't get to see where it takes him. But like John said, it was pretty slow. I mean, I didn't really, it didn't grab me in the sense of like it was just, I didn't fall in love with seeing these characters every time they're on screen. I mean, the acting was great. I mean, the best part about it was seeing the growth from when he is Richard Jernkins and then turns into Richard Burton. I thought that growth was very obvious, and I really appreciated that. How he's really hard to understand at the start, and then he's going through like there was a little, I could call it a training montage in there, and I really appreciated that. How his voice was changing as the movie was going on, and just everything. His how he eats and how he just takes on life. It changes, but it just really was slow and hard to keep up with. I was just falling in and out sort of the movie, just waiting for it to really kick on. But I think they really struggled to get out of that really early stage. I mean, if they just sped that up a little bit and maybe gave us more of the end as well, of when his career really takes off, I really would have preferred that. But this is the choice they made. So for me, yeah, it was really lackluster in that sense. So didn't really, I wasn't really enthralled by the movie, but the performance of Harry Lawtey was great. I think, like John said, when he's Richard Burton at the end of the movie, it was really good, like how he changed his voice and stuff like that. But the climax didn't really hit for me. It was just sort of there, like maybe because I was in and out of the movie, it didn't hit so hard. But yeah, it really fell flat for me. Moon?
So, like the boys pointed out, that the acting was great. I think, yeah, both of them, Lawtey and Toby Jones, were great. Especially Lawtey, like his voice, his mannerism, like Cameron pointed out. he's a bit clumsy and he doesn't enunciate the words properly, probably like me. And then like the movie as progresses, he's like even his posture is more tight and he's enunciates the words properly, and like you can see the growth and his voice like is more like has depth to it. I really like that aspect. Toby Jones, I don't know, every time I see it, it's like in the movie, in this particular movie, like you get the warm feeling from him. He's, kind soul. It sort of looks like Paul Heyman, I'm just saying, but yeah, every time I'm just think about Paul Heyman, but yeah. Uh, that's the good part. Yeah, the movie is very slow. So when it's a slow-paced movie, it builds to something. It doesn't build to anything. It's just a linear story. And even when I was hoping there would be an actual, like they show a lot of a play, like when in the theater, but they just show little glimpse of it, and so it doesn't hit. I don't know much about Mr. Burton, so I was hoping I would learn, but I didn't learn much. One of the so this is his he who is, so I can't speak on it, but I just didn't connect with the main character, Richard Jenkins, Richard Burton. I don't know, he just came across a bit of a douche and I didn't like him, and I was trying so hard to like connect with him, and it's such an important aspect of the movie. Like he's the quintessential part, and I just zoned out. I was trying but didn't feel much, so yeah. Didn't enjoy this movie.
Yeah, I think this film really only benefits you if you actually know of Richard Burton. I don't think you'd watch it and really want to go through like going back to his old films just for the sake of it, kind of thing. And a lot of it is context. The film opens with a quote from Elizabeth Taylor. I mean, did you know what link Elizabeth Taylor has to Richard Burton, either one of you?
No,
I mean, he
no,
married her
haven't.
twice, so that's how poorly the film did. It's about Richard Burton, and it doesn't even explain that in the context of the quote. So it's really for people who know of Richard Burton and want to get in depth with the part that you probably wouldn't know. It's not so. It it's one of those things. It's not like the Donald Trump film we saw, The Apprentice, where we know of him and we know the story and we get the background bit and it culminates. Like that film did it where we saw the before and then we saw the after, and it was nice split in half. Problem was 2/3 of this film was before, and the third that was after wasn't really even after. It was still like before the actual big
Yeah,
part happened. And yeah, you're right. With the climax, it was pretty poor in that
yeah,
respect. It built to nothing. It really,
yeah,
there's like the end scenes, the camera's flashing, and it's like implying that he's famous and a big celebrity, but it doesn't have the same like gravitas. Even when he's apologizing to Mr. Burton in the church, I don't know why, it just felt really flat. Maybe that's because of the preceding positions, or
mm,
the music was really overbearing in that scene. I would have liked the music to pull back. It was just, there's something off, and I don't know what it is, but yeah, the glacial pace was really my biggest problem with it.
Yeah. I think, especially in that scene in the church where he's apologizing, I think, because you don't ever see them both emotional together. I think that makes it hard to connect,
mm,
because there's always one emotion against nothing. So it was like sort of that sort of build up, because in that church he never turns around. Like I suppose from an artistic point, and it has to be sort of, maybe this is factual and so that's why they did it. I'm not sure, but it just doesn't come off as good in the film, because like you said, we're just looking at Philip's head, back of his head, while Rich is just pouring his heart out trying to apologize, and it's just like,
E-
right.
Even
And then
if
I
you had
felt
like
like
a
it.
teardrop or something come, like, so you see like Philip's emoting, but he's not showing him,
Mm,
something like that. He's just like stone faced for the
yeah.
whole
mm,
apology, and then the other bit is he's like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, gotta go.
yeah,
Like straight out of there, like who comes into a church and faces somebody back of his head and starts apologizing? When you come to the front pew, and it's just silly things like that. Probably the best emotive scene was that one where where like we don't see Toby Jones' character ever really get like angry or right, and then there's that one scene where he starts yelling at him like, kick it into gear, get it serious. And it's like once, and then that's it. It doesn't ever come back. I would have liked it to come back.
Yeah. And I hated the 80 years jump, like, because we're in the same setting, like and suddenly 80 years, like, why? Like, I know they want to show what happened after, but we never got to that point that we needed that jump. Like, so he went for that audition thing.
That was good enough. 4 months jump was a good enough jump.
80 years, that's a lot,
And the voice, like even in 4 months, like the voice really changed a lot.
Yeah.
It'd either be better if they just didn't have the 4 month jump and they went straight to 8 years, or they jumped 4 months and then kept the story going along, or both of them do it like at least like 45 minutes into the film, not like
right at the end, 80 years.
Because the beginning, because it's England in that certain time period, it's very bleak and colourless, and I don't know, the settings at the start of the movie looked very tacky. I don't know, that's just something that bothered me a little bit. Not that I don't usually nitpick, but in this one it just really stood out to me, so I have to mention it. Like the beginning, I get you kind of like can't film as it was back then because it doesn't look like that, but it just looked very tacky and cheap. It didn't fit, sort of, that it just looked like a painting in the background, but that really jarred me at the start, and I'm just like, I'm trying to get in, but it's pulling me out, sort of thing. But I mean,
I knew it was a low budget film, so I was expecting, like, if they're going to show scapes, they're going to be like not of the highest quality.
Yeah.
Coming into it, I expected the acting and the story to carry it through. I think had it have been a better story, it would have been less noticeable, if that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, guys, going to give our scores.
Yeah.
Moon, how many red dragons out of 10?
I give 5.5 red dragons out of 10.
John?
Yeah, I'll give it 6 red dragons out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it 5 red dragons out of 10. All right, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, check out our socials, and we'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.